Friends and Village, I just want to welcome you to the Bekaa Valley. Here we are in the middle of Lebanon. Behind me are the Syrian mountains. Just on the other side of this is the country of Syria. As you know, there are about over a million refugees that are in this part of the world today, and about 3,000 new people coming into this area every day. Over the next couple of minutes, we'd like to give you an overview of what's going on in this part of the world and all the great and exciting things that God is doing in the midst of all the suffering. This year, again, our team has the privilege of partnering with a church from Daejeon, South Korea. And together, we are working to minister to marginalized peoples here in Lebanon.
You've called me higher, you have called me deeper, and I'll go where you will lead me, Lord. You have called me higher, you have called me deeper, and I'll go where you will lead me, Lord. Will you lead me?
This has been a very busy week for our dental team. They've actually been working in 2 different locations here in Lebanon and have had quite a range of different dental problems. In each case, they've tried to communicate to the patients that they are going to be very gentle with them and try to relieve the suffering that they're going through. And as you can imagine, the dentists are greatly appreciated here. Our children's team is just finishing their first week of intensive ministry here in Lebanon. And they're working with so many children at risk, about 500,000 children that are in the country now that weren't here 3 years ago. And they've gone through such trauma. They've seen such horrific things in their lives. Together, we're trying to care for these children in such a way that they know that people love them and that they have a break from all the suffering that they've gone through. In many cases, these children have seen horrific things in their lives in the last 3 years. Our relief team is traveling great distances to minister to people in the camps themselves. They're spending time delivering food and other supplies. They're doing things in such a way that it really communicates the love of Christ, not just through the food, but also as they are in people's homes, sharing scripture, praying for them, and just expressing our love for them. Our community development team is working to provide physical changes in facilities such as warehouses that are used to store the supplies, the food, and other materials that are used to care for people in the refugee camps. Our community development team works very hard throughout the day to provide these tangible expressions of love to the people in the humanitarian groups that we partner with. Our medical team, which I just spent some time with today, is working very hard to care for people that have physical illnesses and injuries, some as a result of the war, some as a result of living in these congested areas of these refugee camps. They're struggling with all kinds of communicable diseases as well as suffering from problems that have arisen during their time in Syria. They've done an amazing work caring for people and showing the love of Christ. Folks, thank you for watching this the last several minutes. We've tried to capture some of the things that we've been doing here the last few days. Obviously, we're only part of the way through the trip. We have many more things to tell you in the days ahead. But I want you to understand the reason we do this is because we as a church are marked by God's love. We're not doing this because it's convenient or easy or entertaining or anything else. We're doing this because God has poured out His love towards us, and we have a responsibility to pour out love to the peoples of the world. We consider it a privilege to be able to work with the people here, the ministries here, and to share God's love with the people of Lebanon. So thank you again for the moments that we've shared together this afternoon.